the Maitre D and the awesome run itself, of course. Just a few updates on incentives, donations, stuff like that. We're currently sitting at $1,152,571 total dollars for donations, which is super awesome. For those incentives, I keep plugging Dark Souls and Breath of the Wild because those would both be super awesome to see. We are a little bit under 6,000 away from meeting the Dark Souls incentive. And Breath of the Wild, it keeps going up, but we are at 25,774 out of 100,000. Definitely be donating and make sure to dedicate those to those incentives so we can see those runs. For our bit count, we're currently at 1,551,815. We do still have an incentive for the blindfolded Majora fight for Majora's Mask, but gotta get those bits in for us to be able to see that one. And we have a whole lot of donations, so I'm gonna go through a bunch of these. We have a $150 donation from Cantala. Need more souls? Let's play some Dark Souls. Thank you for your hard work for charity and keep it up. We have another $150 donation from Mulder TPC. Praise the sun. Very entertaining, jolly cooperation from the couch during this awesome Final Fantasy VII run. We have a whole lot of Final Fantasy stuff still. We have a $200 donation from Sphinx Lod A8200. Give me Breath of the Wild. Everyone should definitely try to do that because I think that seeing Breath of the Wild speedrun and broken after it being out for so little time would definitely be a good gift for everyone. We have a $50 donation from Dimension X9. Hey there, a huge thanks to all you people at SGDQ for building up something so great and working with it for a good cause. I also want to say happy birthday to Dave, whose birthday money is included with this donation so he doesn't spend it for 68 grenades. Have a nice run and a great time. We have a $10 donation from the Time Streamer. A moment of silence for the forgotten Ifrit materia and for my sleep schedule. Let's see the Breath of the Wild run, shall we? We have a $50 donation from Distortion. I love seeing all of these JRPGs at a GDQ event. I also love helping a good cause, so here's $50 towards that bonus Dark Souls run. We have a $20 donation from that says we have a $20 donation. Thank you for that extra redundant donation. That was beautiful. We have a $150 donation from John191. Love this event. Love you guys for supporting this charity. And we have a $40 donation from Two Gray Wolves. Thanks for the great content and entertaining runs year after year. And then we have a $50 donation from Kona Rican. Every time Sent appears on stream, he shows something new that I just have to donate to try to win. He's been working hard behind the scenes and doesn't get enough credit. And not just him, but all the crew working behind the scenes. Let this donation go to Sent's choice. And we have an anonymous $50 donation. Long-time watcher, first-time donator, love what you guys do. I saw Bubbles do Dark Souls during a GDQ before, and I want to see more. Also, save the animals. How could you possibly kill something so cuddly? And we also have an anonymous $150 donation, so thank you for that, Anonymous. And we have a $150 donation from psychoripper. I think that's how it's pronounced. Hello, MSF is an amazing organization, and I love watching and donating for each GDQ event. Good luck to all the runners coming up. We have a $100 donation from Hashmere. Now that the animals are dead in the name of speed, surely Kane should suffer the same fate. Save the frames, kill that Kane. P.S. Thanks for putting on another incredible show. Crew and runners, you guys are truly amazing. We have a $100 donation from Snow Halation. Thanks for providing a week's worth of entertainment for us. Would have donated sooner, but Anime Expo was happening. We have an anonymous $50 donation. Gotta see those flying boulders in Breath of the Wild. I agree, we do have to see those flying boulders, so definitely be donating for that incentive. We have another anonymous $50 donation. Went to bed during Final Fantasy VII, woke up and Final Fantasy VII was still going. What a run. Also, Dark Souls speed run? Yes, please. We have a $150 donation from, oh, no, I already read that one, never mind. We have a $100 donation from Much Win. What a great week. Can't wait for the final runs. Thank you to all the runners. We have a $10 donation from Confused Ceiling Fan. What? Was that a French balloon waiter? Also, how can we not enjoy potential rock surfing in Breath of the Wild? I challenge my fellow watchers to put in $5 each to see it happen. We also have a $200 donation from Zim. Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game of all time, so I had to donate. Can't believe it only takes 8 hours to beat. Always took me weeks. We have another $200 donation from The Swift One. First time catching a Final Fantasy VII speedrun, and good to see all the glorious music of Uematsu get airtime, along with way too many grenades. Excited to see how the rest of this plays out. Omni/hype. And we have a $150 donation from a Star Onion Brigade. All hail Demon Chocobo. We have a $250 donation from Mike80. Because Dark Souls is my favorite game, I have to donate in order to see it broken the same way it broke me years ago. We have a $50 donation from Orin Crest. Nothing to say other than thank you for giving us the opportunity to donate to a worthy cause while watching really short versions of our favorite games. And now we're going to head over to the run of Rise of the Triad with psychoripper.
Hi guys, this is Rise of the Triad. If you guys were looking forward to the original classic 1995 game, I'm really sorry. But this game's still pretty cool. So, yeah, this is a 2013 remake of the original game, or reboot, I guess I should say. I'm psychoripper, as I mentioned. Also on my couch, I have Shaddix here, and Extreme Lampshade. And before we get into the run, I want to explain one thing. At the beginning of each level, there's this area down here you're gonna see where it says continue. You're supposed to click that or push a button to go to the level. Throughout the game, we're going to be able to just click there whenever we want, because it'll immediately send us to the next game, because this game is really well programmed. But yeah, on my countdown, you good? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so the main thing with this game is that one of the intended mechanics is, in fact, rocket jumping. It is a core mechanic, and we are going to use it for both conventional and unintended means. For the first level, we're just going to be doing it to get through the level faster. You can kind of use rocket jumps to go faster as well as go higher. There's multiple uses of it. I'm also going to play a little safe because my health's a little low here. So I'm just going to take it really careful here.
This is also a really fast-paced game. You play as Lorelei, and you do that because she's the fastest character.
The downside to that is she also has the least amount of health, so luckily that's not too big of a deal, especially since we're playing on the easiest difficulty, but even then there's still some things that can go bad and a couple of enemies that just do a lot of damage regardless. So with rocket jumping, each missile weapon you have can give you a different rocket jump height and speed. This is the split missile. It fires 2 rockets, so therefore you're going to go about twice as high in power. So that's going to be very useful for specific tricks we have to do. We have different rocket jumps we'll be doing with different launchers to skip certain parts of the game, and some of them would only be possible with specific weapons. Also, shoutouts to Ludicrous Gibbs, my favorite thing in this entire game. Alright, we're just going to jump over here. This skips having to wait on a cutscene with a truck, and just go straight to the end. So this first level, or this level right here, is the first instance of out of bounds we're going to be seeing. It's not going to be the lonely one, trust me. But there's a really weird thing with this game. So this game has quick saving and quick loading, like it should. But if we do it out of bounds, for whatever reason, if I try to go out of bounds after loading it, for some odd reason, it won't let me. Like,
Nice.
there's like fake collision that prevents me from getting on top of things. So if we screw up and out of bounds, we basically have to do the whole level over. And we don't have to worry about that because I got those jumps. That's honestly quite a relief.
Yeah, those jumps are insanely difficult.
And this lets us go straight to the last part of the level and get the key to the exit, which normally we have to do a bunch of platforming to get to. But skipping any platforming in this game is great because the air controls in this game are not very good.
I do bad things to bad.
Also, get used to these... What? Oh, he stole my rocket launcher. What a guy. So one thing you got to get used to with this game is the voice clips you're going to hear, because they're not exactly the most professionally voice acted. But Lorelei has quite a few one-liners to say. Unfortunately, the downside is, like, they can just happen randomly and stuff, and they're not particularly great, but it's okay because we have to put up with it because she's the fastest. I will also warn you viewers at home that she might say a few cuss words, so if you get, upset about that, you might want to, just turn down the stream a little bit. Oh, that was not good. All right, so we're going to do a jump here that lets us skip pretty much this entire room. Normally we have to do a bunch of walking and get, I think 1 or 2 keys, but now we can just go straight to that switch that gets us right here. And I haven't really mentioned it, but one of the gimmicks from the original Rise of the Triad is there's a lot of traps to dodge, and they bring them back here, and some of them are really awful, like these spinning blades. If you touch them, not only will you take damage, but you'll get spun uncontrollably, which is really annoying. Like that, for example. And what I just did there is I hit that switch from the other side of that gate. Normally you're supposed to go around to get it, but you can conveniently hit the switch from the other side, and it saves a few seconds. So we're going on to the first boss fight of the game. The important thing about boss fights is that you can't quick save during them. So if you screw up anything, you basically have to do the entire fight over, and this is the worst fight for that to happen because this is the longest boss fight in the game. It has 3 phases. Also, this is the firewall, by the way. This is the coolest weapon in the game, and this is the only time we're ever going to use it. But Darien's not too hard. There's one phase of this fight that's actually kind of scary, but hopefully that won't be a problem. Alrighty, so we're just gonna reveal this secret area because that's another missile launcher we're gonna use in the next level. But this is the scary part of the fight, so I'm gonna kind of focus. Alright, that nightmare is over. Alrighty. So now we're going on to the 3rd phase of the fight, and this one is not too bad. Darien's kind of crawling out of his box to stop us himself. He's kind of fed up with us. So we're going to grab a weapon real quick to deal with him, which is the drunk missile. We're just going to stand here for a second. You can see Darien's coming towards us. We're just going to take a few shots at him from here. And he wants to come in and join us for some pre-sports, but he's a little bit too tall and he can't quite come in. So Yeah, good boss design. Also, he's shaking his head because, you know, these are some rockin' tunes. Shoutouts to Andrew Hutschult, by the way. His arrangements for the songs in this game are really good. But yeah, that was the first boss of the game and also the end of episode 1. There's 4 episodes in the game, and each one has 4 levels followed by a boss fight. And the first episode is probably the least broken, which, I mean, yeah.
Each boss fight has like a little cutscene like this after it. They're unskippable.
But yeah, the first episode is probably the least. Yeah.
And this is why it's at 8 a.m.
Yeah, this is why it's at 8 a.m. Look at those graphics. That cigar is the best looking cigar on the PS1. Anyways, so this is the drunk missile launcher. The normal bazookas and stuff will like shoot 1 rocket, and the split missile launchers too. These will fire 5 at once. And so it adds some really cool rocket jumping to the game, but it's also really, really iffy. Oh, that's not good. That's kind of a problem.
How much do you have to manage your health here?
Quite a bit. Actually, I'm going to have to restart the map. I don't have enough rockets to finish this level. That's unfortunate. I screwed up a couple rocket jumps, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, health isn't that big of an issue with rocket jumping for the most part. There's a couple that are a little bit tricky, but overall it's not too bad. Alright, so let me try this again. The screen's a little dark, so... Okay, wait, how did that not get up there? There we go. I'm going to save here in case I screw this up. So yeah, rocket jumping with the drunk missile is a little bit iffy, because sometimes you can just get sent random directions, sometimes you don't get enough height. It's weird. It's a little bit tricky, because it's cool because when someone found out that we could do rocket jumps with the drunk missile launcher, it opened up a bunch of possibilities, but it also introduced some of the worst rocket jumping in the game. And one thing I never mentioned is that when we go out of bounds, we skip a lot of in-level triggers that load assets into each level, and that's why some of the rooms look empty or some are a little darker than others, because we have missed a bunch of triggers that are supposed to load these things into the level. Like there's like a barrel where that switch is supposed to be. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little boost here, hopefully. Nope, didn't get it. Not gonna go for it again. But yeah. That's the end of this level. Oh, shoot, I need that. That's actually important that I get. I need this rocket launcher for the next level. Alrighty. So the next level is the room. This, in the original Rise of the Triad, is one of the coolest levels, because it's based around dodging traps and like platforming. In this game, it's the worst level in the game casually, and we're gonna skip pretty much all of it, thank goodness. There have been a number of ways that people have found to skip this level. This is the most recent one, and I'm glad you can skip this, because I remember back when I routed this originally, or was working on routing it originally, this level was a massive run killer. So let's just set this up. There we go. We can just squeeze right through the door. So we've effectively skipped this level. There's 4 parts to it. All of them are really long and really just awful. Wait, what? Did I not hit the switch? Thought I did. Oh, guess not. Alright, so never mind. Now we're good. Now we're out of here. I just really like Rise of the Triad. I wanted to stay here for a few extra seconds. So anyways, this is spiraling in. There's a really interesting thing that happens in this level. So I mentioned there's quick saving and quick loading. I should also mention that this was implemented in the 3rd patch of the game. This was not an initial feature at the beginning of the game. And there's some interesting little quirks to it, as you're about to see right here. I just quick saved and quick loaded, and it got rid of the collision on that door, and because of that, I missed a bunch of triggers to load in parts of this room.
This is a very well-programmed game, as you can tell.
Extremely well-programmed. And we're just going to skip straight to the end, because normally there's metal floors. They don't exist anymore, so we can just go run right through that. That's pretty cool. All right, so spiraling in is pretty interesting. For the longest time, this is the level we couldn't break whatsoever. But first off, we can quick save and quick load here, and this skips us having to hit 4 switches to activate that trap, because, you know, why not? All right, and this level is, for the most part, pretty straightforward. There's one other skip, but that's not till the end of it. So if you have a donation, you can go ahead and read it real quick.
Sounds good. We have a $150 donation from Quadralian. I admit I was slightly hoping this run was the original Rise of the Triad, but good to see it being run anyway. Good luck.
All right, so that doorway, by the way, is deceptive. It's very easy to just not go through there because it's incredibly small. But yeah, you can read another one. I think I have time for that.
Cool, sounds good to me. We also have a $50 donation from Anonymous. Super happy I was able to catch your run this time around. Donation goes to psychoripper's choice.
Cool. All right, so we're going to get this key and use those jump pads. We can actually just use these jump pads to go back as well. You're supposed to normally just like go around some other path, but I don't even remember what that path is because it's been so long since I've done this game casually. All right, so now we're going on to this room. This is an interesting little room. We have to get 2 keys to hit 2 different switches to unlock the door to the exit. And this is Shrooms mode, by the way. It's a terrible power-up. And it just basically makes your head bob around like this uncontrollably. And if you play on higher graphical settings, it actually will add a bunch of colors to the stream, but we want to run it on low settings because it's better for the frame rate, and we need the frame rate to be really high for specific things in the game.
I do bad things to
But
bad.
as I said, you needed to get 2 keys. As you noticed, I only got 1, but I hit that 1 switch multiple times, and it opened the lever I needed to get to the exit because, again, really well-programmed game. So this is Christ. This is the second boss of the game. This is theoretically the easiest boss in the game, assuming that it actually works the way it's supposed to.
Die of fire, motherfucker.
So Chris has these 3 shield generators. You need to get him to shoot them. And sometimes they will just completely miss, even though they go right at the shield generators. Come on, Chris. Oh, wow, that was weird. Okay. Oh, hello. I'm not supposed to be up there. All right, so please hit. Oh, dang it, this isn't going well at all. Yeah, unfortunately, when he misses, when he like shoots a certain amount of times, yeah, this is bad.
Things to bad.
All right, so he's gonna recharge his shields. This isn't going great, but this boss fight's not particularly good. Come on, please just hit this. This is all I'm asking you to do. All right. I think we're good. Yep, there we go. And also, I picked up the firebomb. This gun does a lot of damage, as you can clearly tell. And there we go. That was Christ. So when things go right, he's really easy. And yeah.
No time.
So yeah, we stopped Chris from his ketchup factory. So we're almost there to see. By the way, the plot of this game is that we're trying to save LA from getting destroyed by the Triad, and that's about it. But yeah. We've stopped 2 out of the 4 bosses. So now we're on episode 3. The gimmick of episode 3 is they add robots to the game, because, you know, robots are cool. And speaking of things that are cool, I'm going to save in this hallway because there's a small chance I can just die, and I didn't. For whatever reason, when you go through that hallway, on the most stable, recent, retail available release of this game, you can just die in that hallway for absolutely no reason. So I always quick save there in case. All right, I'm gonna grab this health for safety, if I can. That'd be great. All right, so I gotta be a little careful here. There's a fast way to do this level, or this part of the level, which requires me to do a drunk missile, like hover across that pit of spikes, but it's extremely iffy, so I'm not gonna bother with it.
Kick ass that shit feel, asshole.
Like I said, I apologize. Lorelei's got a bit of a potty mouth, so... No, for you younger viewers at home, you shouldn't be watching this game anyways, because I think it's rated M, but... yeah, we're gonna do a rocket jump here. Hopefully we can get that key. That just saves us having to go a little out of the way to get that. And... yeah, we're almost at the end of this level. I'm stuck on something. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So this next level starts out pretty straightforward. If you have a donation, go ahead and read it, because there's something I'll have to explain at the end of it.
Okay, sounds good. We have a $500 donation from Josh G38.
Wow.
And he says, well, bury me in a lunchbox. You're playing Rise of the Triad. Wow, such ludicrous gifts. Great marathon, great charity. Thanks for doing all of this. Go team.
$500, that's really generous. Thanks to everyone who donates, by the way. This is an extremely great cause.
I believe this is the first time that Rise of the Triad has actually been in a live event as well.
Yeah. So yeah, that platforming section's actually awful because those things rotate and, you know, it's very easy to fall off. Luckily, if I fall off, there's a backup route I can take. So in this room, there is a thing where you have to hit that to rearrange these jump pads, but we can also just rocket jump up to that one and save some time.
Double the pleasure, double the fun.
Alrighty, I'm gonna save here in case this goes bad. The lava in this room is actually the worst thing in this game because sometimes you can just get stuck in it. Which, I mean, to be fair, if you stepped in lava, you're not gonna be able to just walk right out of it anyways, but it's kind of annoying here because I really need to get to this elevator. And unfortunately, elevator rides are really slow and really boring, so, you know, just gonna quick save and quick load here, real quick, and we're just gonna go for a ride. That skips straight to the end of the level, which is nice. So this level is called Dead in 5 Seconds. Fun fact, you can actually die in 3 seconds, so that's a very misleading title. And this one has a pretty neat little out of bounds you can do. If the door opens, that's interesting. I've never had that happen before. Uh-oh. Yeah, this rocket jump's a little bit tricky, so I could very easily screw it up. There we go. Yeah, we can just go out of bounds here, by the way.
And out of bounds, just at the very start of the level.
And since there's like no light sources whatsoever, everything is just black, and you can't see really where you're going. I'm gonna try something here. There we go, got it. And we can just get this key and go straight to the end of the level.
Yeah.
Oh no, shoot! Oops, that was bad. All right, I'm gonna do this a little bit slower now. So yeah, go ahead and read a donation if you want.
Cool. We have a $150 donation from Meltman. This week has been amazing. I've been excited for a Breath of the Wild run at GDQ since it released. Let's reach that goal and get that much closer to 2 million.
Nice. All right, so this is actually one of my favorite levels casually. Fun fact about this level, the first thing we need to do is get those pads to move so that we can access jump pads. And in the original 1.0 version of this game, the jump pads right over here did not take me to where they needed to, and I would die every time I used them. So that was a really fun casual playthrough back when this game came out. This is also the first instance of swimming. It is the only instance of swimming in this game, thank goodness, because it's kind of clunky, but so is a lot of things in this game, to be fair. All right, I'd love to get out of this this blood. That'd be really cool. All right, I'm gonna save here in case. This is Mercury mode.
I'm flying!
And as she has clearly stated for you guys, she is in fact flying. And we're gonna combine power-ups because that's just the coolest thing to do.
You're a dog.
And I know
now.
what you're thinking, yes, I'm a dog. And it's pretty cool because, you know, you get to fly out of bounds as a flying dog. You know, how many other games can you say you've done that in?
Yeah, this is a pretty unique section.
Yeah. This just lets us fly straight to the last part of this level.
Do you move faster as a dog as
Yeah,
well?
you move a little bit faster when you're a dog. And if you really like dog mode, you know, don't worry, you'll get to see it at least one more time in this run. All right, so now we're going on to the third boss of the game. This is by far the scariest boss in the game casually. Oh wait, I want this. This is Enemy. Enemy is notorious in the original Rise of the Triad for being an unbelievably difficult boss. This game, he's pretty close to being the same thing. And the strat I'm going to be using is pretty safe, assuming one thing goes the way I need it to. So I'm just going to focus here for a second. Grab this firebomb.
Die in a fire, motherfucker!
All right, sweet. The jump pad sometimes just doesn't work, which is really just convenient.
So as long as Psycho gets him in the right place here, it's just really easy to kill
Yeah,
him.
and the main reason I do this is because when he starts doing this and firing off rockets, those rockets home in on you, and you just don't want to get hit by them. So that went extremely well, thank goodness, because this boss fight's really difficult.
Yeah, this boss can be insanely difficult.
Rust?
Also, in case you needed reassurance, he is in fact dead right now. If you just hit pause during these cutscenes, your heads-up display appears again, which is kind of interesting. All right, so the important thing about the end of this level is that I get a drunk missile with 40 rockets because I need to use all 40 of them in just these next 2 levels. These next two levels are probably some of the coolest tricks in the game, but they're also kind of tricky. But yeah, Shaddix, if you want to like explain what I'm doing, that'd be pretty helpful.
Yeah, the team is really difficult here. He's trying to do a boost right here, and this window just has no collision at the very start, so he just goes straight out of bounds. The drunk missile launcher, you can shoot automatically, so you basically fire with that and then boost up the wall.
Yeah, that is one of the most difficult tricks in the game, and the fact that I got it first try was really nice.
You're also conserving ammo here because you need a certain amount in order to do the tricks on the next level. And if you don't have enough, you'll have to take a slower route, or you just can't do it at all.
Yeah, so ammo management is extremely important for these two levels.
And again, another window.
Yeah, I like to call this one the window of opportunity, because you can just walk right through it.
No collision on it, and again, just out of bounds.
All right, I'm going to go for a rocket jump here. If I don't get it, I have to do the slower route of the game. Or in this level, I should say.
Good.
Nice, that was good.
These jumps are actually really difficult.
Yeah.
Citro's making them look so easy.
And like I said, if I don't get them the first try, I have to go a slower route, and I just, thank goodness, this is the fast route of the game. We actually get a real speed run. That's nice.
You can just jump back in the window.
Yeah, that's extremely convenient. Like, luckily, there's an alternative route I could have taken if things didn't go right, but I'm just glad I got to do the fast one. So this is Backfire. The past two levels have been really just kind of broken. This one is very straightforward. Not really a whole lot to worry about here. If you have a donation, go ahead and read it.
I do. I have a $400 donation
Holy cow.
from Aperture Grills,
Wow.
who says, like I promised, I'm donating $100 for each player that got GM in our TGM race. Donating during my boy psychoripper's run to thank him for getting a couple words in while on my couch.
Shoutouts to Aperture Grills.
Partyman X didn't fall asleep, by the way. He was just watching a monitor on the floor. And Tutai finished Durandal.
Nice.
We're a dog again.
Yeah, we're dog mode again. The main thing, if I didn't quite mention it, is dog mode makes you faster, but it also makes you invulnerable to damage. So like a regular dog, you're immune to bullets, fire, and pretty much everything else that can hurt you.
And doing these platforming sections with a dog is really annoying.
Yeah, because you just move really fast. All right. So yeah, we're coming to the end of this. So there's an interesting thing about this level. This key right here is actually at the very beginning, and if you try to rocket jump to it, there's an invisible wall there and just a message from the devs that says it's not that easy, bud. So that's kind of a cute little way to say, yeah, you have to do this the intended way. But coming up here is the second to last level, and this is by far the most annoying trick in the entire game because we have to do 2 drunk missile jumps that are very inconsistent for honestly no good reason. This is the first one right here. I didn't get it, of course. Not surprised, honestly. There we go.
Nice.
This lets us skip pretty much all the climbing and killing we have to do to get to this part of the level. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, you really don't do much of the combat in this game. You're actually supposed to do a bunch
This
of
right here is the worst jump in the game because it's very imprecise, requires a very awkward setup, and sometimes you can just do that if you mess it up. Oh, shoot, I'm going to fall.
For most of the jumps in the game, you don't actually use a setup because they're not too precise, but this one's just on a different level.
Yep, there we go. Whew. Second try's not too bad. Oh, shoot.
Oh!
There's a reason I quick-sived there, because if I do not ever want to have to do that again. Come on, this is the easy part of the level.
And sometimes the game does eat like jump inputs and stuff.
Like that, for example.
Yep.
Wow, you know what? I'm just going to do this the safe way. I'm just going to let these platforms spawn. There's a trigger over here that makes them come up. That was silly. I got that like second try, and then just actually getting the key was the difficult part, go figure. Alrighty, so this is the mini-boss we have to fight in order to get to the end. This is, killing him is what, oh my goodness, that's not good. Hold on, I'm gonna be a little safe here. There we go, that wasn't ideal, but it's whatever. So yeah, that was that, and now we're going on to the final level of the game. This is the final boss, and the whole reason we have this weapon, the Dark Staff, is it's a lightning gun that locks onto enemies, and that's very important for this fight because Eliscuro's hitbox is extremely small. So hitting him with any other weapon's pretty difficult.
Something weird about this level is that the staff, I think the ammo is actually tied to your FPS. for whatever reason. So if you have a higher FPS, you can do more damage because you don't have to like reload it.
Yeah, so if you like cap your frame rate at 60 or your computer can't run it at like a certain frame rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, it will make this boss fight take a lot longer, so it's good to have good hardware,
All right.
you know, because pay to win. Anyways, so this is, you know, Alaskuro's final form. Alrighty, and I have a little less ammo for this than I would like, so I have to go grab another one. Might have to grab one more as well. So this part of the fight's not particularly hard, but he does have a bunch of attacks that do a lot of damage. If he gets near you, it's bad news, because he does a lot of damage at close range. But he also throws these little larva things at you. Also, he can become Magneto and just pull you in like that. That's pretty cool. Is this going to be enough? I hope so. Also, time's coming up. I should have mentioned that. And time. All right, so we have stopped Alaskuro. He's gonna have a moment here.
Ew. What a mess.
But yeah, that was Rise of the Triad. What was my time, by the way?
You came in at 26:08.
That might have actually been a
Yeah.
PB, so that's pretty cool. So since I'm well under estimate, I want to show you guys something cool real quick. There's actually 2 endings to this game you can get. They all this other ending is it's something special. So the whole point of us is to try and save Los Angeles from the wrath of the Triad, but yeah, there's another way this level can end. And it's funny because there's also 2 endings in the original Rise of the Triad as well. The other original Rise of the Triad ending is a lot harder to get, but here you can just run up, hit this button. And I know someone's gonna ask this. The reason we don't do this as the ending is because you actually die if you do this.
Using your body as armor, that's just fucking brilliant.
All right, so yeah, quick shout-outs. I want to give shout-outs to David Oshry, the producer of this game, because he's a really cool guy, and he was actually going to try and come to this event to commentate with me, but unfortunately he had a conference he had to go to. Also, shout-outs to the other team, the rest of the team who made this game. It's buggy, but it's still a really fun game. It's $15. I mean, you don't really lose a lot from that. And shout-outs to my couch, and also big shout-outs to an online friend of mine named Garliru. He has been a very supportive friend for me for pretty much the long time I've known him. So I want to really give a huge shout out to him because without his constant support, I probably still wouldn't be doing this. So thanks. Hope you're watching, buddy. I'll see you at ESA.
Yep. And shoutouts to BidJim for all the routing he did.
And big shout outs to BidJim, yeah.
And if you're interested in learning it, BidJim made a full tutorial on YouTube. So,
And thanks everyone for watching.